this movie talks also about this generation gap. Do you think now it is bigger or it's always the same?
I think the generation gap has always been there. Don't we always think that our parents just don't get us? And we would never be like them. And as we grow up and become parents, we go, oh, I'm just like them. Because my daughter is rolling her eyes about whatever I have to say. So it's just something that we experience forever. So I look at this young guy who's dating my young daughter, and it drives me crazy. It's not right. He's not the right person for her. That's what I'll say.
Shakespeare, I'm sure you find some generation gaps, and but it's just we're depicting the current sort of iteration of that, and tech and social media and all those things are in play now, and so it's just the latest version of the generation gap.
And you have a daughter.
I do.
Did you have any awkward situation like in this movie?
I've been very lucky so far. I really have, because it's like every father goes through that, and they think, what if I was in that situation? But every guy that she's been with has been a really good guy. It hasn't been like, I totally disapprove of this. So because she's an adult and she has the right to be with whomever she wishes, but you can't stop parenting just like that. You are always their parent, and you always kind of want to see if you can guide them to help them avoid trouble or heartache.
But it's hard to accept someone for your girl.
Yeah, I think there's a double standard there. If I had a son, I think it would be like, ooh, hey, she's great. Way to go, nicely done. But if you have a daughter, it's a different story.
And you are from Palo Alto. Did you have any inspiration from someone there in tech business?
Yeah, I grew up in Palo Alto, where I guess our movie takes place, and it was all around. I was in high school with Steve Jobs' daughter, and one of the grandsons of Hewlett Packard. One of the teacher I was closest with, Mrs. Wojcicki, was the mother-in-law of Sergey from Google, and so yeah, it was all around.
Did you have an inspiration from someone that you met there?
As far as the character goes, I modeled it off of there was a video game designer that I was introduced to who had a very sort of flamboyant personality, and so he's the closest person I modeled it from. Yeah.
And how fun was to shoot this movie? Because I think we laughed a lot.
It was so much fun. I think it is the most fun I've ever had on a movie.
Really?
Yeah, it really is.
Nice.
It really was just a blast. And just think, your job is to go and think and create and try to be funny and try to create situations that are funny and just have fun. There's no better condition to be in. It's as an actor, you sometimes and have to be naked, figuratively and literally, and I was, and he was actually.
Yeah.
He was too. In the beginning, you saw him in all his glory dancing around. And was that easy for you to do? Is that something you go, yeah, sure, why not? Or is it something you go, okay, I gotta figure out how I feel about this? And
no, I'd been working out, so I felt through the whole movie.
Any special preparation to look very good on screen?
Good diet and sit-ups, push-ups.
Okay. Yeah. And are you good in technology, as Laird is in this movie? You talk to Google with your house.
Right. Am I as good?
Yes.
No. I know only what I absolutely need to know to do what I need to do. And so, I ask my daughter usually. It's like, how do you do this? Or can you fix that? Or it's jammed, or it's slow, or and she'll go, oh, Dad. Here. I'm like, how'd you do that? Never mind. Just, yeah, no, it's it's not of my generation, you know. It's like learning a different language late in life, and so it takes a little more time. So be patient with the older ones.
I'm sort of the transition generation. I, as a young person, I didn't have a cell phone. They weren't around, and started later. But I'm probably a little bit more fluent than Brian is.
Did you have any why him moment in your life?
Yeah, I certainly had there were some parents I didn't get along with. Kind of made it hard to date the person. And then I had some parents I loved. So I've had both. Like, thank God for him, and and the opposite.
I had some very interesting parents, and so my mother was married 4 times and had scores of boyfriends. My dad was married 3 times and dated. So often it was in reverse. I was like, my mom was with someone, and I go, really? Why him? It's like, really? What is that you see in him? Okay, that's your life.